Okay guys, so back up at the Porsche again today. It's a Friday afternoon. I just thought I'd do a little bit of work here, figuring out everything that needs to go on before the wings actually go on. So I've got my box of bits here, and I haven't looked at this stuff for about 3 years, so I don't actually know where that goes. Whether it's on the front or whether it's on the back, I don't know at the moment. So I'm gonna have to check the internet to see where it goes. Don't know where this goes. God, don't know what any of it is. This is obviously for the fuel filler on the right hand side. These plates go here, they're like a protection plate. So I have got my box of bits here. This is the only box of bits that I've got which aren't marked up. So got to go through those in a bit. These are all the wing bolts. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Okay, so a bit of an update. I searched the internet and found that these were the nuts, M6, which fit here. So that's on, and essentially this thing fits on, oh god, wait a minute, yeah, like that. It goes on there. Before I put that on, because it needs little clips here, and they're these little push fittings, I'm cleaning them all up. So I've heated some water up, got some fairy liquid in there. I'm just going to put all of those in and give them a clean up because they're all pretty dirty, and I want to get everything on clean. Okay, so I used the air gun to dry these off, and then actually the heat gun. So they're not perfectly clean, but you can see they're pretty clean. So I'm going to put actually a little bit of grease on the shaft of each of these, copper grease, just so that they will come out nicely the next time I take them out. Okay guys, so I've just moved on to the trays, the light fitting trays for the front lights. It's jumping around a little bit, I know, but actually I've just found that some of the I don't know, adjustment pieces underneath, I don't know what you call those, they're like sort of shaped nuts, they're corroded, so I need to take those off and clean them up and paint them. But before I do that, they're set to a height, so I'm using the vernier gauge to measure that so I can put them back in the right locations. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so I got the other side done as well. I actually had to take the carbon canister off, which I'd already fitted to fit that in because of the stud just up behind there. So that's in. That wing is ready to go on. Oops. All of these parts for the light holders are repainted, you know, remove the rust and repainted, and obviously that's done as well. So there's a thin line of foam which goes in here, and I've got left and right side, and I've got them in there because actually they were solid, and just washing them out with warm water and soap, this is just caked in dirt. So I don't really want to put those back in because I removed them from the inside lip of the wings, because that's where, you know, foam, it's just like it's just a magnet for rust because it gets wet, it keeps the water in there, and that's where they started to rust. So I took it out within the lip of the wings, and then just put a really thick, well, not really thick, but quite a thick coating of Steinschlag, you call it in German, stone chip. So that's my solution for that, but I'll have to see whether I put those back in or not. I've got a small bit here which I actually cleaned up after the guy had done the painting, so I'm going to touch that in. Got the vents in, and yeah, so we're going to move on and do the wings hopefully on the weekend. Okay guys, back up at the garage on a Sunday, still morning, it's 11:10 or something like that, and this is the first time I've been up at the garage for, well, a couple of weeks now. I've been working a lot over the weekends. I was also traveling until yesterday, Saturday afternoon, so back on it now. So there's something that's going on at the moment in the comments, which is the use of the Jubilee clips on the water pipes. One of you has been really helpful and pointed out where they probably can be Jubilee clips and whether they should be spring clips. But here's the thing, it's already the second week of May, and this car has to be done by the end of May for my daughter's graduation on the 1st of June. So I've got a lot to do, as you can see. And also that the replacement parts for the spring clips from Porsche are all Jubilee clips. I looked at every single one. They all replaced, all of the replacements are no longer the spring clips. You can't get them from Porsche anymore, so they use Jubilee clips as well. So I've just made the slightly controversial decision maybe as to leave the Jubilee clips on and just crack on with the project. I did come up here today with the plan to swap the hot side of the cooling system back to spring clips, but some of the clips, the Jubilee clips there, are so deep behind the front substructure, I haven't got the time to do it, so I'm just going to leave it. So what I'm going to do today, but listen, thank you very much for all of your help and support and concern on the car as well. And I don't doubt your knowledge in any way. It's just a mix of what I just said, really. So there it is. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to concentrate on putting the front wings on and also put the coolant back in the system. Hope you enjoy the video. So I'm just starting with the wing, and from memory, can't really remember, I think I've got to put the light tray into the wing before I install the wing, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've had to take the bonnet off again. I've taken this surround off, this strip here, and I've also just put a bit of grease along the parts which connect or touch the wing. I've taped up my buttons on my jacket because guess what? I've already put a small scratch into the wing already, so that's quite typical of me. But we can get over that. So I'm going to lay the wing in now and see where we are. So I've got one bolt here, and I'm just going to put the wing on. Okay guys, exciting stuff. So the wing goes on actually quite easily, and it looks, of course, bloody fantastic. Let me try and get you off that. And yeah, here are my nice new scratches, as you can see. Put one in there, and now I'm just going to line it up. And I think actually from memory, you have to get, I've got the water bottle here, you have to sort of put that in with the wing. I know that sounds silly, but you can't install it first, so I've got to piss about with that now. The wing might have to come off yet. Okay guys, just trying to get across to you how tricky this is, you know. So, maybe I should have filmed a little bit earlier, but there's a clip back here which checks the level, obviously. Little sensor there. And you can only really connect the connectors and the two motors there when it's like this. So you've got to sort of put it up into there, over this bow here, and also here's the cabling which actually goes in this ridge down in here. But it's very tight, and it's a very poor design, to be honest, because you got to piss about something chronic to get it in. There's also, I don't know if you can see it, a little rubber grommet, that there at the end of my finger, which you slide in, and it's tapered, thin at the bottom, fat at the top. That's the way I've put it in anyway, and that's where that goes. I don't know if that needs any kind of cord around it or anything, but it's in there now. So yeah, oh yeah, that's the other thing, of course. You have to connect the wing before you push this. These rubber bungs here push into those two holes there, but obviously not before you connect the wing and align it. So that's, I guess, what I'm going to do now. Okay guys, quick update. So what can I tell you? I've put in these bolts along here, and this is a bit tricky, this one here. Basically, to get to that one, obviously the top pipe of the radiator is in the way. So what I did is I raised the car above my head. I loosened off this whole assembly. You can see I've removed the radiator assembly. I didn't take those ones off, but I loosened them. And I pulled the whole pipework out. So from underneath the car, you can get a long extension socket right up to it. I haven't tightened it up yet, but that's what I did. So that's possible. The really annoying thing is, of course, when I was messing about with these pipes here, I pulled out one of these brackets and broke it. which is such a pain in the ass because it was a new one. And now I've got to get another one, so it means I can't put this back together. So there's always things like that which are, you know, there to challenge you, but I guess that's part of it. This part here, I'll show you it out here. This connects underneath this tray here. I don't know if you can see it, just there, and it holds in this this pipe work for the wash. The light wash. Don't know what you call it. But anyway, I'm yet to sort of push it up there, but you can see it's right there. So don't forget that when you're rebuilding your Porsche 996. Oh, and one other thing, these are the 3 wing nuts up here, and I've just sort of aligned the wing as best I can. I think it's pretty good. I've also used the original paint marks with the bolts here, so they will line up. I think there must be some spaces here which I haven't found yet because of this different height for the bonnet catch. And now I'm going to tighten those up. I don't know what they're going to be. They're probably not going to be much, maybe 10 Newton meters or something, but I'll check. Okay guys, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just doing the alignment of the wing, and beforehand I'd just let this line drop below the line of the door, but I think that's nonsense. I think it actually does need to be the same gap here as it does at the bottom of the door. So what I've done is just loosened all of those bolts again, and by the way, there's another one just in here, don't forget that one. So there's actually 4 on this side, which by the way means I've got the bolts for the other wing on the right hand side somewhere else because they're not in that box. But anyway, so let me just take this out now. So what I'm talking about is this. So I've lifted that up a little bit more. Tell me what you think. Of course, by the time you tell me what you think, this will be on the road, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm just going to lift it up to the bottom edge of that door and have done with it. Okay, so still an awful lot of faffing around, but I've got the light, well, I've got all the cabling correctly in there now. Everything's lined up. The wash wipe cable or tube is also pushed into the securing tabs in the tank, and this is connected here. This is the water, and as I say, there's the light connector. And this little thing here, do you remember this little screw here, the world's most expensive screw? Here it is. I think it was €7 or something for this, so I'm going to fit that now. Okay, so I've just tightened up all the wing bolts. Couldn't find any torque settings for them, but they're only on those catches, catch nuts, so I didn't over tighten them. And then I've just pushed this through, which is the washer fluid filler cap. So that is back in, and it is all getting very exciting. Yeah, so now I guess I'm going to do, I don't think I'm going to fit the wheel arch liners yet, not until I've put that wing on and also the bonnet back on, because there might be some adjustment. I also put these trays in incorrectly as well. Basically, I thought these were adjustments, and they were domed like that, so you could move this up and down. You can move this up and down, but that's not the way it works. So basically, you take these things off the tray, push this through the wing, and then fit these nuts from underneath. Okay guys, it's getting pretty exciting. It's taken me hours to fit this, but the first wing is on. The light tray is in, and the washer bottle is also in. Okay guys, so I've got the other wing over, and I've got the parts for the petrol cap here. So this is the locking mechanism. It's quite a big contraption really, if you imagine, or if you consider it. And I'm just fitting this first. Okay guys, guys, so finally, for the first time in 3.5 years, the car is getting its face back and its real shape, and it's very, very exciting. So I've just got this right hand wing on now. I've just protected the edges, and yeah, I've done some adjustments. I was doing some adjustments up here and I was thinking, I don't like that gap. And then I was pissing about with it for ages and then realized the door was open. So, so actually when the door's closed, that gap's fine. So we're good there. The only thing that I'm not getting at the moment is this. This is the filler neck, and I can really force it round so that hole sort of comes into there, but it's not right. It should be much easier. So, you know, look, so you can get it up there. But what I'm probably going to do is, because I mean it's in there, I'm just going to loosen these bolts off here and then turn that mechanism so it fits. I don't suppose there's any problem with that. But yes, very, very exciting indeed. Okay guys, can't remember the last little update I just did actually. So front wing, right wing is on. And now I've got to put the carbon filter back on because obviously that had to come off in order to get to the bolts here, which fix the wing in place. Pretty happy with this line down here. I'd like to be able to put the bonnet back on, but I'm not risking it. I need somebody else to do that. So if anybody is in the Dresden area in the next 10 minutes, I need your help. But the likelihood of that is very slim. So, okay, so I'm going to put the carbon filter on and just carry on. Okay, also not the easiest thing to install, but it's in, and I do have this connection here, which is part of the loom to the locking mechanism for the petrol cap, and I'm not sure where that goes, and I haven't got my old camera with me or my old phone with me to look at the photographs, so might just have to be something I come back to. Right, I'm going to get this connected now. Okay guys, so I've got to head off home now. It's 6 o'clock Sunday evening, and yeah, pretty pleased with the progress today. It is painstakingly slow. What I didn't show you is I got the petrol cap mechanism on and the petrol cap, and pratted about with all this in here and found the earth for that line that was missing, routed the drain pipe down here. I think that's right. Looks a bit loose for my liking. Maybe I'll find something. And yeah, missing a nut up there, which I still need to get. I've actually raided the BMW E36 spare parts box because they share exactly the same style hardware. So maybe there'll be one in there. Yeah, all looking really good. Progress being made, and very exciting stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you very soon.